Hello beautiful sisters. Today I wanted to make a video in celebration of the masculine. Yes, I said it. I know so many of us are so angry because for thousands of years the masculine, the wounded masculine, the patriarchy has truly suffocated the feminine. Our truest gifts and power and beauty have not been celebrated. But here's the thing, we don't go in revenge, we don't go an eye for an eye, because already the masculine is healing, men are showing up, and the feminine is healing. And at this level of unity, where we learn to step up and instead of looking back, look forward, not to a place where we are separate or in war, but to a place where we are in peace and collaboration and interdependence. Write that word down, interdependence. This is really, really important. This thing keeps going, so I'm just gonna go outside. And so instead of judging the masculine and judging men, what we're going to start to do, number one, is stop emasculating them. I learned this from one of my current teachers, Alison Armstrong, and she makes this vow necessary for anybody to start taking her courses or books or whatever. She says a woman must promise and vow to never emasculate a man. And you start to notice all the places you do emasculate. You do make a man feel less powerful. You do want to limit his power. So today I want to have a video in celebration of the masculine, because it's been too many years of war. It's been too many years of revenge, of an eye for an eye. And instead of doing that, if we women want to be seen, celebrated and honored by men, then we also have to do that in return and even before it is done. And not just that, the awakened masculine, the delicious masculine, the amazing God of the masculine is a really beautiful and honorable and noble experience and quality that we can start noticing. And here's the thing, the highest expression of a man, what a man really wants to be in life, it's either a king or a hero, some kind of noble character. And so when you start to notice men and what they desire and how they act, you start to understand more where they come from and to understand that they are, yes, a completely different species. They are a completely different species. Yes, they are a completely different species, but one that we need, we want, one that complements our being as women, as the feminine. And again, women, we have masculine, we have feminine, but we prefer, it's just more in our nature to lean into our feminine. And so we need the men to step up in their masculine, to own those noble qualities, to be a hero, to be a king. And here's the thing, most men want to be king, right? They want to be the king. And you know, a man is not a king when he wants to be a king so much. But what we can celebrate is this aspiration for nobility, this aspiration to be okay, let me pause there. What makes a king different than a prince, right? A king is completely led from the inside out. He's not seeking validation. He's not seeking recognition. He's not seeking anything. His compass is from within. Similar for the queen, but in a different way. So you know a king when you see a man that is so in his center, that is not distracted, and that is completely creating his reality from within. Now, if a man's highest expression is to be this king, to be this hero, to be this noble being, then how can we start to recognize the nobility in the men around us? The generosity, the providing, the protecting, all these, let's say, gifts, virtues that we as women have taken for either granted. So, that's normal, that's what a man does. No, when a man does that, this is in gift to you, in honoring. It's not something that we must take for granted. Oh, he's meant to provide. No, he's not. Just like you're meant to cook for him. No, you're not. You cook because you love to nourish your family and cook for your family and put love in the food so your family can receive that love. You don't do it because you're supposed to. You do it because it's a gift you offer. Then in the same way, we also want to recognize, acknowledge, and really celebrate the gifts of the masculine. So look at the men around you. Look at the men around you. What kind of gifts are they offering you? What kind of protection do you feel, security in your life because of the men who surround you? And again, this doesn't have to be this tribal, just like he protects me because I'm in danger on the earth. How about emotional security that a man can provide you? How about spiritual security? just to start to recognize where that quality is being provided for you so that you can surrender. And maybe if you don't see it yet, maybe start to notice it in the masculine, not just in men, but in the world. Where do you receive the security? And in the same way, the providing. When a father provides for his family, this is a big deal. This is a big gift. And I remember we were in one retreat, Madiha, and our teacher, Sarita, who we really love, and we're actually going for more retreats with her this year. But anyway, she said, a man's purpose is to serve the feminine. And of course, the ego of man and just receiving that as a possibility, as what she suggests as the role of man, and many tantric and spiritual texts suggest. He was like, no. But that's the truth. But here's the thing. It's a truth in context. A man is not meant to be a slave to a woman. No, that's not how you can misread that. Or that's not how I want you to misread that. But rather, if a man's greatest expression, like a noble servant, or forget the word servant, as a noble support, as a noble protector, as a noble provider to the feminine, because the feminine brings the color, she brings the inspiration, she brings the beauty, she brings the deliciousness of life. And that's how we want to live. So we want to live more deliciously, we want to live with more beauty. The man must be there to provide that. And let's drop the word must, because it's not must, it's just, let's say, putting things in their right order. So if a man's purpose is to serve the feminine, right? We see things from a different place. And that's why there's lack of alignment in patriarchy, because it's not supposed to be a dominating when you provide and protect. Although aggression and domination is important sometimes to protect your family, your tribe. But it's in service of the goddess, in service of the feminine. And so the moment we start to tweak our perception of the role of men, the role of the masculine, and the role of the feminine, the role of women, in the same way we learn to celebrate ourselves as goddesses, as vessels of the divine feminine, then we must start to recognize the honorable, virtuous, and noble nature of the masculine. And trust me, sisters, I had so much resistance to this. I was so angry against men and the patriarchy and the domination and just all the stuff, the suffering they caused women, the rapes, the pillaging, the wars, the blood. I was so angry about these things for a long time. And then something shifted when I realized that is not the masculine. That is the wounded masculine, just as there is the wounded feminine. And I can make a whole video about that. If you want to, just let me know below. So locating that as the wounded masculine allows us to start actually perceiving what is the awakened or the conscious masculine, the highest expression of the masculine. Just like we have the possibility to be the goddess, what is the highest expression of the divine masculine? And it's not something that doesn't exist or something we have to call in. It's something that you start to notice in the world around you. And since I started to learn more about the divine masculine, I have recognized how important, essential the divine masculine is in order for me to be the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is about surrendering. And one cannot surrender if one does not feel safe. What provides the safety? The masculine, the container. So in order for me to surrender, I need the masculine, but not need from a neediness, from a I cannot operate without it, from a in order for me to be my highest self, this is what I require. This is what supports my unveiling. And I don't mean this in any way you can misinterpret it. Unveiling all the things that are not me. Unveiling all the layers of my being, so I can feel safe to show who I really am. And as I said that, the water stopped. Probably the sound is better now. So if I want to discover myself as a feminine, as a woman, as a divine feminine vessel, I must learn to celebrate and honor the divine masculine. And this is something that I've been on a journey on. And just now, it's almost like I've only taken a few steps into that room, into that path. from anger to really recognizing how amazing men are, how noble they are, what a hero every man is who is out there providing, making sure that the women in the society, in the community, are taken care of. And what a man feels in order to generate that level of providing and protecting, it's something I never understood until now, and I'm still at the tip of understanding. So instead of judging men, and instead of hating men, and instead of throwing all our anger at men, can we just start and consider this an invitation to start to see them for the noble heroes that they can be? And many of them already are tapping into those qualities. That's why there's a lot of men in the conscious communities. They're doing the work. It doesn't mean they're enlightened men. They have their shadows, and we've seen that because a lot of men and women come into our communities, and we've seen the shadow of the masculine as well. But at least they're doing the work. And at least they are committed, and they have placed the intention to start healing the wounded masculine. And one of the things that really means a lot to us women is when a man representing the awakened masculine, how can I put this, asks for forgiveness. Even rituals of forgiveness. All communities gather their men and their women, and the men offer this for all the pain and suffering they have caused in the past thousands of years. That ritual, that asking for forgiveness from the woman alone, can heal thousands of years of suffering. And so men are awakening, they're coming into their power, and women are stopping this emasculination of men, so allowing them that power, because we love that power, because a powerful man can truly awaken a powerful woman. And I speak from experience. A powerful man can penetrate the world with his vision. A weak man can never change the world. And we all want change makers, right? So we need powerful men to step up as well, to do their inner work, to heal their shadows, their insecurities, to start operating from a different place of divine alignment, just like us. And it's already happening. And that's why I created this video, just to remind us that while we goddesses are awakening and celebrating the feminine and that juiciness of being alive in the body, of being turned on in the body, then also we must start to just locate, number one, in our mind, in our language, how we are relating to men. Oh, men are this, men are cheaters, men are this, men are pigs. Stop that. And start operating, one, from curiosity. What is this species of men? What are they about? What motivates them? And two, imagine a deeper harmony between the feminine and the masculine. Because once we start to recognize where their role is, where their beauty is, where their power is, we're going to realize that it is essential to our planet's awakening. The men are leading that battlefield with their courage, with their vision. And we women are beautifying the world. We are creating communities and connection and deeper self-awareness in the body. Men are leading this external evolution. They are creating the visions and the empires. And the feminine is inviting us deeper inwards, into our bodies, our emotions, our being, our truth, our spiritual journey. And so this balance between masculine and feminine within us must be reflected in the masculine and feminine externally. So if you don't have a good relationship to man, to men, to the masculine, start today. Start today by recognizing, acknowledging, appreciating, thanking, celebrating the men in your life. And today I want to celebrate the men in my life. My lover, who has totally been a key player in my awakening and my becoming into queenhood. And my father, who provided my whole life. And my grandfather, who really set the tone for what a good life means in my life. And this lineage of men needs to be honored as much as the lineage of women that we belong to. So today, let's take a moment to celebrate the men in our lives. I send you all my love, and I'll see you again next week. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, to keep receiving these juicy videos, and check out my website madiha.com to stay in touch and discover more about the offerings that I have. I'm currently in Switzerland. I'm going to show you around. It's a bit rainy today, but even the rain is freaking incredible here. Here.